Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this logo that's just terrible. And if I could do it almost dead on if I knew the name of this font. So hopefully you can either find out that font. This font, isn't that special? You could probably find that, but they're going to engrave it on a bamboo cutting board or bamboo board. That isn't going to work too well anyway. So I came up with this in just a few minutes. It's pretty good and pretty close. And if, like I said, if you would find that font, you'd be a lot better off. So I did it a little bit differently than I normally do it. Let's see what our nudge factor is. This thing is, yeah, this will work. So I'm going to put this up here. And as always, I hit the plus key on the keyboard to make a duplicate for it for a lot of reasons. One, if I mess up, and two, I can actually use this to see what's going on. I normally trace everything and turn it into a bitmap and just use clip art. I'm going to resample this. You can see it's just 147. I'm going to bump it up to 300. That I actually didn't do in my practice. And then I'm going to convert it to a bitmap, and I'm just going to convert it to grayscale. But instead of using clip art, I'm going to use outline trace, low quality image. And you see what we get. And then I'm going to bump up the detail. Then I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to move our trace version over there. It's really pretty good. I mean, it's pretty fuzzy, but you know what? I'm going to back up here because I did not resample it before. So let's try not resampling this time. And I'm going to try to not even turn it to grayscale. I'm just going to outline trace, low quality image. Sometimes you'll just have to play around with it, see what works best for you. And at this time, we could bump up the detail a little bit, but it's not going to really help too much, so we're going to go okay. And then I'm going to nudge that over. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now, the hardest part I think he was going to have, I'm going to take the whole thing and go to group and ungroup it. And for just a second, I'm going to get rid of all this blue background, even though it's not going to matter because I'm just going to start this text over. Corel does not trace text very good. I never have had good luck with it. So I'm just going to get rid of some of this blue so it won't be in the way. And then there's some yellow around the supposedly golf balls. And then here's kind of what I did and came up with. I'm going to take my zoom tool. I'm going to take my pick tool, and I'm just going to start deleting these names, these sections, and especially this one. Now this one's a little bit different because I need that shape, but I don't really need it because we can re-get that shape. So I'm going to just take the shape tool, try not to delete in the outer nodes, try just delete the inner nodes to get rid of this shape. Now at this time I might select these two nodes and right click and turn them into a line. Maybe move this one over a little bit. I think I had them both selected, so move that one back. Select these two, turn them into, I'm just imagining what it would look like. And you see I messed up the top. But we can fix that. I'm actually going to raise that back up a little bit. And then select these two and right click and turn them into a curve. And then just take the inside and kind of make it part of that ribbon. Now at this time, I'm going to take this other part and get rid of all the garbage. And it came out pretty good. This, I don't really need because I'm going to smart fill it anyway. I've got some other blue back, well, I need that. So I'll tell you what, let's left click, no fill, right click outline. And then let's do the whole thing like that, left click, right click. I don't need this line up here. So let's get the virtual segment delete key. You can just delete these lines because they're just extra lines. because I'm going to use the Smart Fill tool. And then you've got two options here, you know, what you're going to do. I need to grab that one and make it a left click, right click. And we'll just delete these lines to make that interior shape. Now, if you look at what I did of the original, or what I did, tell you what, let me bring that in a little closer, kind of mimic it. It worked out pretty well, I think. I am going to take that spot and I'm going to left click and leave it filled, not filled. And then I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool, I'm going to fill in that shape and see what I did. I've got an outline to kind of look at the scroll. Now at this time, I didn't do it on this one, but I'm sure it would actually be better if we would delete all this and grab all this and Control G to group it together and then mirror it. I must not have Control D. Control D to, okay, the person I'm doing it for, you need to set your duplicate distance on 0, 0, and this is a perfect reason why. Control D, and then mirror that guy, and we'll just move it over to this side. So we've matched them, and I would have cleaned this up a little bit first, you know, maybe, you know, taking out that little notch right there. To do that, we have to ungroup it. So grab it with your pick tool, go up to Object, Group, and Ungroup, take your Shape tool and just maybe delete that little knot right there. And that way you could have had it done on both sides, but that's good enough. Now on the interior one, we're going to left click, right click. Then we're going to go to Effects and Contour. We're going to contour the inside 0.02. And then I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. So it kind of make it look like the ribbon. Now the golf balls are like, that one is like 1.41. So we're going to make them 1.5. Well, 0.15. 0.15. There we go. About 0.15. And then I'm going to make it black. Now, realistically, you could take a circle, an ellipse, and make a better ball. And look at that, I hit 1.56. Now, I'm going to back up here. I'm going to lock my ratio, so I'm going to go 1.15. There we go. And then fill that in with black. And then take away the outline. And what I'm going to do, let's see what our nudge factor is again. With nothing selected, our nudge is at 4. It's going to be out of the way, but we're going to set this one right on top of that golf ball and then nudge out of the way. And then delete that golf ball. Go find our other golf ball and nudge it back. Same thing on the other two golf balls. I'm going to change my nudge factor to 2, so it won't go so far. I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard, and it's a lot easier to put it right on top and then nudge that one over, delete this one totally, and then nudge it back. Same thing on this one, but you need to hit the plus key on this side, put it on top of that one. I'm going to nudge it to the left. I'm going to get rid of all that, and then I'm going to nudge it over. Looks pretty good. Now we need to take our golf clubs, and they're a little bit different scenario. They've got some blues and everything, but if we select, let's tell you what, let's nudge the golf clubs out of the way. All parts of the golf club. And then let's go and combine them. Go to Object and Combine. And then turn them black. Then nudge them back over. And they might need a little bit cleaning up, you know, between the, you know, like that one right there, and just kind of delete a couple of nodes that might not be in the way. Now we got a lot of lines in there, but it's all combined and it's all black. So I don't like keeping my video so long, so I'm going to stop this one and have a part 2 and how to text the path these and the top. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.